Hello and welcome to GAURAV'S Arena. This is Gaurav Chodnekar and this is the first tutorial of learning the Visual Basic. So for that you will be requiring a Visual Studio. Now I have installed a Visual Studio 2017 Enterprise Edition. You can find the description and the link of how to install the Visual Studio 2017 Enterprise Edition in the description box below. So mine one is the Enterprise Edition 2017 Visual Studio with a dark black theme. So this is how your Visual Studio will look like. But before that, if you are using a Visual Studio 2015 or a before version and you want to install that, then you can also find the installation link in the description box given below. So let us start with it. So this is how your Visual Studio looks at a first glance. So the most important part that we will be requiring is the recent one. Here all your recent projects will be shown. Then the next one is the open, where you can open your project, solutions, folders and all other things. Then the next is the new project. Okay, you can create a new project over here. There is a hyperlink also. Then on the right hand side you will find a solution explorer, also a team explorer. So no need of the team explorer as of now. We would be satisfied with the solution explorer itself. Then on the left hand side you can find the server explorer that we will be using for data connections, database and all such things which are listed here. The next is the toolbox. So here you can find all of the tools available for the C#, VB, then C++, all of them are the visual. Okay, then you can find it all there. As of now we haven't created any project, so there are no usable controls in the toolbox. So it has been merged, actually the heading has not changed yet, but that's to be understood by us. First of all, have some abbreviations. I will be calling VB, that is the abbreviation for Visual Basic, so I will be frequently calling it in the same way. So now I will be showing you how to create a new project in Visual Basic and get used to it. Okay, if you are using any another versions, you can also probably find my another video saying that how to create a new project in Visual Studio, then you can check the description. Okay, then click on file. Okay, before that we have got file, edit, view, project, debug, team, tools, architecture, test, analyze, windows and help, all the other menu items. Okay, then click on file, new. You have three options, that is one is a project, website and file. Website can be used for ASP.NET projects, but we are concerned with VB.NET, so let's go for project. Okay, inside project, okay, let the window load, but inside project we can create many other and different types of softwares. I'm not softwares but applications, you can say. Some are the Windows Form applications, then WCF applications and a lot more applications. Basically VB is a file format which will be used all your code. The language will be a bit different, you will get used to it. It is having a very much spoken language type of syntax, that is in other words you can say whatever you speak you can simply type it there, but not in the exact way, but you can surely do it that same. So it is now starting. Now let us see what we have got. So here it is, new project. So we don't need Visual C#, we are concerned with Visual Basic, so just expand Visual Basic. Then you get Windows Universal. I was talking about, you get Windows Universal, the classic desktop, the web, cloud, extensibility, test and WCF. So Windows Universal will be a later part, not in this tutorial, but I will have another tutorial which will be explaining Windows Universal. But now we are concerned with Windows Classic Desktop. Okay, click on Windows Classic Desktop, then you can find a hell lot of things here. Okay, but we are just concerned about Windows Forms app, and that too on the .NET framework. So you can do that. Apart from that, in the later parts of the tutorial we would be requiring SQL Server, but not from here. So first of all, let's create a Windows Classic desktop. So just click on Windows Forms. Now I will give it a name as tutorial 1. Okay, I don't give any kind of space. It becomes sometimes irritating if you are concerned while giving path to a directory or something. So this will be our tutorial 1. So tutorial 1 stands for the introduction of Visual Basic. So now let us go and see the introduction, what things we can do. It will be probably a very short tutorial about Visual Basic, but it is one of its kind tutorial. Okay, so it is creating our project, and now let us see what we have got in it. So pretty similar, as you can see on the screen, the type remains the same. On the left hand side you have the Server Explorer, the toolbox, on the top you have menu bar, and on the right hand side you have Solution Explorer, Team Explorer. Just one thing that get added is the properties window. Okay, you can choose or set the properties from this window, and in the center of the screen there you have got one white box surrounded by a blue border. It is nothing but your application window. Okay, this application window will be shown when someone executes your application, that is runs your application. It is a resizable. You can see there are 3 points. You can X and Y axis, you can scale it anyhow. Okay, apart from that, on the top you have got 3 buttons, that is the minimize, maximize, and the close. Here you have got your logo on the extreme left corner, and then your name. So this white border is basically your workable area where you can drag and drop and put your components. Apart from that, I would like to highlight another thing, that is the data sources. This one has been added. So once you click create a connections in Server Explorer, you will be requiring these data sources, but as of now we won't be needing it. It would be shown in the further tutorials. So let us go to the Solution Explorer. So here the solution for our project is tutorial 1, and within this solution there is only one project, that is the tutorial 1. So basically you can have multiple projects within a single solution. You can have multiple projects. So here you have got your references, then you have got your form 1. Okay, so this is your form 1 selected. Now in the properties window you can see it is a form 1, then it is a kind of reference, that is the system.windows.forms.form. okay, then it has no accept button, no cancel button, no key preview. So these are these properties. Now let us try changing the form 1. Okay, before that we have got some options over here. Now this one is the categorized, means let us have a look. See, here they have given us icon. So all the icon related properties will be available in here, such as the size and all. Then here you get miscellaneous properties, window style, size. Okay, you expand size, you get height and width properties and other things. Okay, so basically I won't be using this. I will be using the alphabetical one. So they are in an alphabetical order, C A, then B, C, such as up till W. So I would like to change the text available here shown as form 1 to tutorial 1. So just go into the properties, find the text parameter and replace the text against it to tutorial 1. Okay, so here it is, you got it as tutorial 1. You can change the icon also. I will be showing it in the further tutorials. As of now I don't have any ICO file, so that's not of an issue. Then just find another property here, such as the background color. Just click on the drop down, go to active caption, see your color has been changed. You can also go to custom, have your custom colors at the background. You can have for web, there are lots of colors in the web. And then the system, that is the system colors for the background and all. Now let us go for web. You can have, let's say, what we can put in here, aquamarine. Okay, that's too bright for the eyes. So you can go for lawn green, that's too bright. So you have a hell lot of colors. Okay, that seems good, but I too don't know this. Now let us try for background image. Okay, you can apply a background image. You have two options such as the local resource and project resource. If you are going to deploy a project, I recommend you to use a project resource file, but use it only when you are confirmed with the image file. So right now I will be using a local resource, and but to use a project resource file, just be here, click on import, select the image file and click on OK. The same process is for local, so click on import, and here you can find the file. Okay, now let's go here. Okay, so I have applied my new logo to the file. The logo being a HD file, it is very large in size. As you can see, only a part of the wing of the logo has been applied here. So you can go to background image layout, just click here and click on stretch. Okay, now the logo has been stretched and fit to the side, so it says the logo, the GAURAV'S Arena and a palace for programmers. Now being a PNG image, this is a PNG image, and so according to I change the colors in the background, it doesn't affect the image. The background colors are changed. Okay, the orange got mixed up so much that it lost the G. Okay, let's change it from dark orange. Actually it went to code window. Okay, I will go there also. Where it went? Okay, it must be here. So I would try something pitch buff. Okay, so the color is light one, so I can visibly see my logo. Now if I change the size of my workable window, the logo too will get adjusted according to it. So there is no need for the same to again resize and all. No such things are needed in Visual Basic. That is why I love Visual Basic. Okay, rather say all Visual Studio stuff. Okay, in this way you can set your background. Then you can have different types of cursors, which you will find it in the next tutorials. Then you have got font color and all other things which you are required. You can even set a specific size, let's say 1000,500. So here is the 1000,500. Immediately the scroller has appeared here, so that you don't have any kind of frustration while creating the applications. Okay, that's it for the properties windows. Now let us head back to the solution explorer. Now there are many a times we come across things such as we don't need only one form, we require many forms and many other things. So let us start adding a form. Okay, right click on your project and then navigate to add. You will find the add button there, and then either you can add a new item or directly you can click on Windows form. Okay, the way you click the Windows form, it will show another window, but I will show you by new item. Click on new item. Okay, it is initializing templates. In the new item you can find various other items to be added apart from the fact of only just Windows forms. So now let us see what it has got us in there. So there you can create a class, a module, an interface, a Windows form, a user control, component class, user control WPF, about box, and blah 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 blah. Okay, there are a hell lot of things which you can get. These are the common items. Then you can go specifically for a code, data, then general, then WPF, then SQL server, then web. Okay, web CoffeeScript file, that's something new. And Windows form, you can create many Windows forms over here. So our normal Windows form will look same like that. Now let us try something about box. Okay, it is named as about box 1.vb. Even though you rename it, make sure that you put a .vb extension at the end. Now let's click. Okay, so this is the about box. All these versions can be repeated from inside the settings. Now let's go first of all to the code window. Okay, you can right click on the form. So here is our form1.vb. okay, actually I don't need this. The app config file was opened by a mistake. Okay, right click on form1.vb and you can click on view code. The shortcut is F7, or simply you can double click on the form or the component whose code you want to open. Now there is no component, just a plain form. Now just double click it there and you will be open. So have a look at the top. There you can find form1.vb and in bracket it has given design. That is the designer view for your form, and it is only a form1.vb, which says that it is not a designer, it is a pure code oriented window. Okay, so these two, so the first line states that it is a class, then this is a method. The method is form1_load and etc etc etc. I will coming back to it. Now this is your line number. These are your expanders. You can just minimize the code so as to show that it requires a very less space on the screen for easy navigation through large code. So the line number doesn't change, it is 1 to 6, that is total 6 lines are hidden. Okay, the 6th last line is always shown. So this is a public reference, so there are two references for this form. Okay, no issue. So the public says that it is a public form accessible from throughout the application. So the name of the form is form1 and the class specifies that it is a class file. Basically, if you are clear with Java, you might be knowing what is class and objects. Class is basically a group of elements which you can access from outside. So it is a public, so it means that it can be accessed from throughout the application. So there are 4 to 5 different types, such as the public, private, protected and other things. So in VB you need to end each and everything. Now I have started a class, public class form1. So the next instance I have to close it, that is the end class. Okay, see here, I have started a private sub, then I have to end it, end using end sub. If I'm using if, then I have to type end if. If I'm using while, I have to type end while and other such things. Okay, so here it is a private function. The private function name is form1_load. You can rename this function, but you can't rename this mybase.load. It says that it is a type of handler. See here, you can say private sub form1_load, which handles mybase.load. Mybase is basically your basic form, and this function is triggered when your form is loaded. Okay, this function is triggered when your form is loaded. So that's it. So whatever code you type here will be executed when your form is loading. So basically right now we are having only one function. So here you can click and you can find all different types of events within a form. And then here on the, okay, I went out. So here on the load method you can click and find all the different available methods along with its handlers, which can be used for a form1. I repeat, these methods are available with its own handlers. So if I click on this method, so a new method will be generated, form1_click, and which handles me.click. So this method, the code in this method will be executed, that is handled when a form is clicked. Now let us see what happens. Now I will just refer to our another form, that is about box 1. I would be referencing this form from this one. Now let us do it. About box 1.show and me.hide. Okay, so that's it. We have done the code for this. Now another thing, so this is your new project, open file. So this is your save form. When you click on save, only the window which is open in front of you will be saved, and when you click on save all the project, the whole complete project will, all of its changes will be saved. So now let us have a look. The first time it was auto saved was having only these functions. Now we have added one more function over here, and so a blue line has a yellow line has started over here, which says that these changes aren't saved. So now let us click save all. So these changes have been now turned to green, which says that it has been saved. Now let us do another something. So as soon as I clicked here, I entered a blank space. It turned to yellow, which says that it's not saved. Again click save all, it has turned to green. See, I removed the white space, it showed me a yellow color. Again save. So basically you can easily spot the changes which haven't been saved in a while from the previous time. Okay, so it is here. So here you can find undo, redo, then debug. Okay, debug and release are the two options available here. Which type of CPU you want to, then I'm just having one CPU, I'd say any CPU. So this is one of the important button. This is the start button. As soon as you click on start, your application execution will take place, but before that it would try to build the application. So you can see at the bottom it shows the output, build started, project is the tutorial 1, configuration is any CPU, debug on any CPU. Okay, it is not a CPU specific application. So here it is showing build started and arrow going downward, so it's ready to be executed. It's just a small application, so it's none of a wonder, but if you are having a very large application, it might sometimes take 2 to 3 minutes. So now in Visual 2017, I guess probably from 2015, a later updated version, they show every necessary details required for debugging an application. So here it is, it takes the time for loading as it requires a lot of data to start loading. So now let us see what happens. So this is our application has started. So here you can find tutorial 1 as we have named. We haven't changed the icon. Then this is the background. Okay, now I will show it to you, but before that I would like to show you the diagnostic tools. Okay, we are not concerned with any other as of now, but let us try using this. Okay, so here you can find the events that has taken place, the processor memory, that is it requires say 181 MB of memory, as no process is taking place, and these are the CPU workings here. So the CPU required, how much it's shown over here. So it keeps on continuously moving, and this is the time span of 40 seconds from the execution. Now we have started it from the past 50 seconds and now moving towards 1 minute. Now let us see what happens over here. So this is our application. Now let us make it of smaller size. Okay, now we have performed some operations of resizing it, so it requires some type of CPU operation. So a CPU operation has been generated here. Now once more let's try. See, you can see that it's growing. The faster I move, the larger is required. The more stable I become, the lesser CPU it requires. Okay, now let us click on this and see what happens. As soon as I click, a new about to form has been shown up. We have coded it there so that the about form 1.show and me.hide. So the base form has been hidden up, and this about tutorial has been shown up. So basically it is our version 1, then copyright by Edgar, it is by default, then it is our application name is tutorial 1. So all are bought by default over here. Okay, so I clicked on OK. The diagnostic tools will immediately disappear. Okay, sometimes what happens, even though after closing the project you just cannot do it. Okay, it just doesn't resume. So here you have got some options. The one is the break all, in short way we can call it as pause. Then this is the stop debugging. Paused project can be resumed up, but a stopped project had to be started from the first, and a restart is that similar to stop and start a project. So now we are going to stop it. So I stopped. Unless and until you stop a project, the resources are not released. I repeat, unless and until you stop a project, the resources are not released. Sometimes even after closing an application window, the application gets stopped. So this is all of the output, and the last line is always common as executed with code -1 if without any error, and if there are any error, the -1 value is replaced by a positive integer. Okay, so this is all that we can do in a VB. Now let us have some extra options. So here you can have many other things. Now let us see how to drag and drop. Actually, you will be learning about the components in my next video, but as of now, let us see how to drag and drop. So here you can find the tools. Okay, so click on the toolbox. There you can find a lot of categories. Let us minimize all of them. Okay, I'll be explaining all of them in the next video, but let's have a glance at it. You have all Windows forms, common controls, containers, menus and toolbars, data, components, printing, dialogues and WPF interoperability. Okay, I have been saying you can see it in the next video. You can, if my video has completed, then you can see the description below for the link, and you can click there. So in all Windows forms you have a lot of the components. Now let us try 2 components. Okay, only 2 components. So I won't be explaining any component, but this is the button component, that is the tool. Just click it, highlight it, drag and drop it. Okay, you can see a button 1 has been added. Another way, you can just double click on the button. It would get added on your form and then replace it somewhere. So these buttons are visible on your forms. There are 2 types of components. Some are visible and some are not visible on your form. Now let us try. Okay, now let us see what we have got here. Okay, the timer. Now I will drag and drop the timer over here. Yeah, I dragged and, but the timer didn't get added on the form. It is not at all shown on the form. Instead, it is shown at the bottom of the screen. It is present on your form, but it is not shown. It is an invisible component, totally invisible component. So now let us once more debug, just start your project, and now you can notice the difference on it. So here are 2 buttons. You can see they are highlighted, and all properties. You can click on this as no value has been assigned, but you can just click on it and the timer is not at all shown. That means it is a totally invisible component. Okay, this output dialog box sometimes irritates me, so I will just close it down. So there are 2 types of components. Some are visible on the screen, some are not visible on the screen. Some components are such that they get aligned to the top or bottom of the screen. Now let's see what we have got here. Okay, no, this won't work. Okay, I have got this component. Now let us drag and drop it here. So let us have a look. So here it is. This is the status bar, such as the one you can see on the screen below. The ready written is a status bar, and so you can drag and drop it here, but it's by default added to the bottom. You can't do anything other than you can change the dock to none, and then you can move it anywhere you want. Okay, so these are the different types of tools which we will be learning in the next video. But okay, so if you want to click if you want to close the video, so if you want to close the windows, you can click it over here. It again prompts for saving, then click on yes. Okay, if you intend to save, it's not mandatory to save. Now it is a condition that I have no open form and I want to open a form. So this is here. You can find it in the solution explorer. Just double click it and it will open up. It will open up to the previous saved state. You don't have to start it all over again. It will open up to the previous state. Now let us have one more look. Now these are the 2 buttons. Okay, select these 2 buttons. Here you can see that you have got some options over here. So you can see it center align, It's left align, right align, align tops, align center, align bottom, and whatnot. Okay, now let us try another something. Okay, I have one button smaller and one button bigger. So go to the format, then go to align. You can align them, you can make them of the same size, same width. Okay, same width. Okay, it got up to the same width. Similarly, you can change it to same heights. Both height and width should be same. So these options can be used for a better understanding. Okay, a better understanding of what? A better understanding of a better GUI, you can say. A better GUI. Okay, so one button is smaller and one button is larger. You can make a sense out of it, so you can do that. Then you can just go for the horizontal and vertical spacing. So let us say increase the vertical spacing. Okay, just have a look over there. Now I'm going to increase the vertical spacing. See, the button 1 is moving up, so it's not necessary that only button 1, but according to your selection it would move. Then let us make the button in the center of the form. So apart from calculating the length of the form and doing all this thing, and if your form size is dynamic, then making such things are really difficult. So let us take it into the middle. So that's it for the format, and you can keep a order of them, that is bring to front and to back. You can log them. Okay, then you can also change the properties of the buttons from here. You have this properties most of the times remains the same, that is the same for the button, the same for the form. Only a few are added or few are removed. So here you can just click on save. Now what we are going to do is we are going to close the Visual Studio and again start it. Okay, now what I will be doing is to exit. Okay, my Visual Studio has been exited. Now let us try to open it. Okay, I have not added the Visual Studio as now. Okay, now the Visual Studio will start and I will show you how to open up the application. Okay, so you can see it's Visual Studio Enterprise 2017. So you can do this with any kind of Visual Studio. There are no objections over it and it hasn't changed. Only a few things are added but which won't be there in the tutorial. This tutorial will show you all about the Visual 12, 15, 17 and all. So see here, let's have a look. In the recent you have got tutorial1.sln. Always be sure to open the SLN file, don't open the VB file. Your SLN stands for solution. So you can just click over here and open up your file, or you can go to file, open project or solution. Then by default all of the projects are stored in the documents. Okay, see here you can see it's documents, Visual Studio 2017. You can have a look at my documents. It shows 10, 13, 15 and now 17. That means I have projects for all of them, and I guarantee you that the code for the 17 will work on the 10 also, apart from a few basic changes. So within 17 you will have these folders. So if you are using 15 also, Visual Studio 15, the same folders are there. Visual Studio 13, okay, there aren't the same folders, but same folders exist. Now in 17 go to projects and you can find a tutorial1 folder. Just double click or open this file. It is the same one shown on the left hand side in the recent menu. Okay, it is the same file. It has started loading, although it's showing ready, but it's actually working on the background. You can find your files over here. So then you have to just double click and open the form. So I guess that's it for the tutorial 1, and I hope you like the video. This will help you to gain knowledge about the Visual Studio. To be specific, let us say the Visual Basic. I am using 2017 Enterprise version, but you can surely opt for 2013, 2015, or even you can opt for 2010, whichever is available for you. Apart from that, even the free versions have most of the tools that have in the enterprise version. Don't say that I have not got the enterprise version, don't be such kids. Okay, then you can even go for a professional version or the community version. They all have the same tools, which of few restrictions you can say, but it will all work for you to get along with VB, and you can learn and try to make applications out of your own. So now let us see how to declare variables in VB. Okay, so basically this is your form, and I will be adding two components here probably. So the first one will be my text box, and second one will be a button. Now let us go for a button. Okay, so I added two. I will be coding the data on the button. I mean, I will be coding everything on the button click. So let us do something. Okay, I will make it smaller. Okay, copy paste. I have pasted it here. Okay, here they go, and then I have moved it here. Just for the graphical purpose, I am just making it small. There is no need to do such things, these are useless, but to make it a bit attractive I tried making it. Okay, after all, a graphical user interface is one of a good thing. You can watch the video of how to do this in my upcoming tutorials about the basic components in VB, but that's it for now. I have taken two text box. Now let us add label for them too. So this first text box is basically for string, and the second text box is basically for an integer. So here it is. Now let us go and code it here. So now let us first see the first text box is text box 1, the second text box is text box 2, this is my button 1, and this is the label 1. So I have double clicked on the button, and here we have got the code. Now let us say I am going to declare a variable of string, a variable of integer. So now let us do it as dim. We have to type dim variable name as str, as what you want to dim str as. I want to dim, that is the declare, I want to dim str as string. Okay, it's string. Actually it is a case sensitive language, but due to the autocorrect function you can avoid the errors. Now let us do another one, that is the dim num as int. So basically here int doesn't work, but I have typed int to show you that I can have a 16-bit int, a 32-bit int, a 64-bit int, but I want to go for integer. So basically these are the conventional data types, and now I would be naming the label 1 dot. Why it's not coming? Okay, I guess I made some kind of mistake over here. What's its name? It says label 1, even though typing the same I wasn't having it. Then now here it is label 1 dot text. Okay, so basically now I'm using a label 1 dot text, but older versions have something like label 1 dot caption. Okay, label 1 dot text is equal to, now I would be appending all of them in a single line. So it would be data types colon plus. Now I will be appending some things. Now I want to give an enter, and hence I'm using plus VB new line. Okay, now the plus VB new line makes us to go to the next line. Now here I will be giving string. Okay, I need a double quotes again, then string is space then plus str. The plus is used to append various strings together. And now the integer is plus num. So basically this will give a brief idea of what's going on, but basically we haven't assigned any values as of now. Now let us start assigning the values. You can learn this in the next upcoming videos about the basic components, but let's have a look at it here. Str is equal to text box 1 dot text dot to string, and similarly for num is equal to text box 2 dot text dot to string. Now basically what will happen is that num is an integer data type, and the next is that we are converting it to the string. So basically it won't work. I will be using a typecasting to convert the text to number and all other parts. So I won't be wanting to do such things. So let us say that I will be declaring num here, num as integer is equal to 16. So one is static, one is dynamic, so hence I won't be requiring this. I'm deleting this. So here goes my text box, and here goes its name. Now let us again try some other data types such as dim dt as date is equal to, I want the date and time of my computer is equal to system dot date time dot. Okay, now what I require is now date time dot now dot date. Okay, so this is it, and then I will be again doing something like here. I forgot to take it to the next line, so it is vb new line plus num plus double quotes today's date is plus dt. Now let us try with this. Okay, the dt won't be shown, then dt won't be shown as of now, so I will be typing dt dot to string. So the dt will be converted, that is the data type date will be converted to a string. Now let us see if we get an output for it. Now the build has started, the build is ready, and now you will see the screen, but you won't see any output as of now because we haven't entered anything. So we'll be typing GAURAV'S arena and click on the button 1. So as soon as I clicked on it, I got an error. Now it says invalid exception, so it's label 1 dot text. I got it there. So now let us see what the error we have encountered. So basically num is an integer data type, and I have given it without converting it to string. So basically to avoid this kind of error, I keep on insisting to avoid toString function, but I only forgot to use it. So now let us see this time we get the correct output or not. So I'm typing here GAURAV'S arena. So I would like to say or highlight a point, that is, even though the code was compiled, the function for the label display was not loaded. Hence, the error got shown at the runtime. These are known as the runtime errors, but it helps us to save a lot of space. Now here you can see the data types. The string is GAURAV'S arena, what we have entered here. The integer is 16, which we have given as static, and today's date is June 13th 2017, but I haven't specified the time, so it by default takes the time as 12 AM. Actually it's now June 13 2017, and it's 10:02 and 50 seconds in the evening or night, whatever you prefer. So this is the way in which you can create n number of variables of different data types. Basic data types which we use are string, integer, double, float, then date, binding navigators, and lot of other things. You can even create objects or variables for the tools available in the toolbox too, that defines for a static and a very complex runtime environment. But apart from that, you can create an objects for externally referenced files and folders for which you require an object to be created, such as for the speech synthesizer, speech recognition, and gesture and voice recognition. Using the webcam and microphone utilities, you need external files, so you can create an object for the same. So in this way, the basic syntax for that is you need to write dim var name as data type. So var name is the variable name as data type. In this way you can declare a lot of syntax followed by equal to, then if required you can give a value, either a static value or directly from a system or another text box or another object referencing. You can give anything if required, but that is a kind of optional thing. So I guess that's it for the variables. So hope you try it on your own, and that's easy, you can find it. Thank you.